Okay, these next two chapters here, we've got a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of people affected, a lot of it negatively and everything else. And a lot of stuff gets looked back on all through history, one way or another. We've got lots of expansion. Manifest Destiny is a big thing going on now. They feel like God's given right to, and also wants them to go out, spread the word, spread stuff, spread across, move out west. And that all sounds good and well. It causes issues as well sometimes too, because when you go out and you expand, you end up running into other people's, other ethnic groups, whatever. You end up having fights with the Indians, obviously, the Mexicans, the Alamo, once we get out to Texas. But so now we've got all these different things where we're moving out west. You have all these big migrations like the Oregon Trail and everything else, which cause its own set of problems. You have people who may not quite be able to do it. It's our at that time the travel isn't like it is now. It's difficult. It's wrought with disease and starvation and everything else, and fighting with the other groups in the areas. So as they're moving out, they're coming out, they're getting in fights, they're coming through, and everything, so they can get out there, get their properties, and that causes issues where they're having to take territory. Well, people are already on that territory, so it's causing fights and wars and everything else. And then they're also wanting to go into Texas, or taking Texas, won't take it from the Mexicans. The Mexicans they're not really real up to selling it, and they don't find it real easily wanting to do so. Go through, end up having the big war. The Alamo happens, and we get a bunch of people that we end up, like Jim Bowie and all them, that become martyrs for the Republic. They'll remember the Alamo cry and everything else too. But meanwhile, while you've got all this going on out there, back on the eastern side of the United States, at that time in the colonies and everything, you've got the same issues we've been having for a while. It's expanding with, say, your slavery in the antebellum South and whatnot. Cotton gin comes up, makes cotton a lot more prevalent, expands it all out. So there, and then other people, they start moving up, taking cash crops for there. So as that happens, more plantations start getting bigger and faster, and they start needing more slaves coming out. So go through there, and the slaves' conditions, they don't really get any better. They actually, some court cases come out, and basically the slave is considered property under the law. Then your slave owners are allowed to do whatever they want, however they want, to control them. Because if you have you're able to have absolute control, you have to be able to have absolute authority. So, and that's what makes them keep them working. So they do that, and it just manifests out. So we've got all this going on. So it's really a time in our history to where most all groups are impacted by expansion, whether it be expansion of agriculture and some industrial expansion with some new machinery out in the established United States out here, which makes the slaves work harder, work longer, have more, or when expanding out west going forward and taking over out through there and causing hardships out there on both the people expanding as well as the people who are being conquered and their lands taken. So, and this is part of the area that comes through here. And then, after all this, we end up seeing it there too. So we take all that over, and then next, when we launch, move into the Civil War, which is where the slavery gets ended, and that causes all that stuff too. So, and at that point, and then once all that's done and all the lines are drawn, it becomes less of an issue. So, okay, let me see here.